principle. You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
One of the most talked about moments on social media there. So who made the grade and who sunk to the bottom of the class? Fox News contributor Tony Saya is the executive vice president of Jamestown Associates. Michael Maslansky is CEO of Maslansky and Partners, and Democratic pollster Jessica Tarloff is a senior political strategist for Schoen Consulting. We thank you all for joining us right here. So let's start off with that moment. One of the most talked about on social media, when Jeb came back and said you can't insult your way to the presidency and you would be a chaos president. It made good grades on social media. What grade do you give it this morning after seeing it again?
Well, it definitely took Jeb from generally lackluster performances at these debates and elevated him a bit. I gave him a B+ because as much as he's still far behind nationally, obviously he's not really taken stronghold in any of the early primary states. Jeb Bush has a campaign that's built to last. So if he could continue to perform well at a debate like he did last night, have a split decision with Donald Trump, who's by far better on his feet, a lot more dynamic than Jeb Bush, I think he can actually find a way back into this race. It's not totally likely, but if you saw Jeb Bush last night, he really realizes he has to fight for this.
Yeah, I think it was Bush's best debate. I'd give him a B+ as well. But I think at the end of the day, it was Bush being somebody other than who he naturally is. And while that may have worked for one debate, there's still no reason to vote for Bush in this race. And I don't think that that's going to change as a result of this debate.
Jessica, do you disagree?
Well, I didn't know we could give pluses and minuses, so I was only giving him a B. But I agree that it was his best debate for sure. And I've always liked Jeb Bush in this. That might be because I'm a Democrat and he seems the most moderate. He seems like someone who has executive experience, or he is someone who has executive experience, and seems like he can think about policies, the impact they're going to have on people. I'm specifically talking about immigration here. And I think that he has a record to defend, and he also has shown that he has compassion and a message of unity, which is something that John Kasich has also been promoting, just not very effectively at all.
Who's the biggest fail of the night? Who would you, any Fs?
Rand Paul.
Why?
For me. I think he's totally out of place. I know he got to really, showcase what a libertarian means, but isolationist foreign policy right now makes no sense. And also, we were discussing this in the hallway, everyone's on Donald Trump about his Muslim ban. Rand Paul promotes a bill that bans 34 countries from sending people here. It is a Muslim ban. It's just not calling it that.
I thought that Paul had some highlights. There were some of the elements where he communicated really effectively. He had some really strong sound bites. I think Kasich was the big loser. I think Kasich, I gave him a C.
You gave him a C?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he got an F, but I think he keeps screaming from the sidelines. Half the time he speaks, you don't know what he's talking about. And the only line that really connects from him is bringing everybody together. He had one moment where that worked. The rest of it, I thought, was a disaster for him.
So I'll put a bow on this one. I would take the bookends from last night, both Paul and Kasich, and encourage them to leave this debate. Because the reality is we're getting closer to Iowa, we're getting closer to New Hampshire. This field has to winnow down. They're not contributing what they should have. Don't forget, Rand Paul in April was in the top of the field. He's now in the very low single digits. Clearly, he's not connecting with voters.
He fought to get in last night. I mean, he arguably shouldn't have even been there.
Let's do lightning round before we close here on who had the most improved score or grade.
Chris Christie by far last night. Rubio and Cruz showed that they're going to have a very long, fun debate during the primaries as they both continue to be closer to the top of the field.
Who brought up their average?
I think Chris Christie definitely showed that he deserves a place at the table and that he's got real potential in New Hampshire and beyond.
Okay, grade boost?
Chris Christie up to an A, and Cruz and Rubio were my winners. Rubio is the most threatening to Democrats by far and away.
It's interesting.
Totally agree with that, by the way.
A sharpening debate.
With a woman governor as a vice president, the Rubio ticket is strong. And the fact that they were going after him for being someone who actually works with Democrats shows how scared they are of him, because people want things to get done in Washington. They don't today. Marco Rubio can do that.
We'll see what their new average grades are after today and last night's debate. Tony, Michael, Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you.